What's up, fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. Got a big ass deck here that's hard to shuffle, so bear with me. This is going to be a collective reading for the fire signs this week. Whatever messages want to come through, I'm not going to try and put a category on it. So please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something, to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate with you, that's fine. Feel free to push them aside. You may choose to revisit them at another date. Sometimes tarot messages will make more sense to us in the future. So again, just be open to that. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance. Ideally hoping to motivate, empower, inspire, encourage. That's what I like to do with my tarot readings. So we'll see if that works for you. Let's do it for this fire sign gang. What message do I need to share with them this week? Oops, my deck's upside down. I see the mentor coming through. Blind faith, guides, religious beliefs, conformity, rituals, and ceremonies. And this one's kind of sticking out. We'll take it. The Nine of Swords. So the High Priestess in reverse, I don't know, with these coming up, the High Priest and the High Priestess can obviously be kind of a partnership of sorts. Doesn't it all have to be romantic? Very strong Taurus energy as well as Cancer energy coming through. You might be seeking some sort of guidance somewhere in the world, whether it's literally some sort of educational studies for a degree or a certificate, or it might just be kind of opening yourself to the door of spirituality. It could be a multiple different things. You might even just be connecting with someone at work or some sort of friend where they almost have sort of this very interesting or unique perspective that you feel drawn to learn more about or to ask them questions. And I think that's good. With Nine of Swords, though, I don't know. My gut reaction is just make sure you're not getting swindled. It's all fun and games until they ask you for your for your credit card number, right? So just be cognizant of that. Some of you, this Nine of Swords is representing the idea that something that you held firm to, a belief system or a thought, an idea for a long time, it's like your world gets turned upside down when you realize something isn't true. And it's not all despair. For some of you, it's life-changing, and it's something that was once holding you back. By connecting with some sort of guide or spiritual advisor, and I use that term very loosely, someone or something, there's this really impactful effect, and it opens up your mind to see things in a way where you don't feel the sense of dread or feel, it's almost like your mind has been locked up to believe a certain thing. There's huge liberation and freedom. Maturity, authority, clarity, judge, analytical principles, reason, logic, and power. Yeah. You do a 180 in something that you previously thought to be true. Intuition, sacred wisdom, secret subconscious mind. And it might be that I guess I was going to say encourages, but I don't even know if it's a deliberate choice. Some of you, by hearing some phrase or calling or some piece of advice or wording, it faces you to sort of go toe-to-toe with these kind of internal demons, right? And I really am pointing out the idea of your thoughts here, fire signs, where you're starting to examine something with a change in perspective. And this is tough love, but it's like a lot of you come to the realization that you were holding yourself back the whole time. It wasn't necessarily the toxic boyfriend or the mommy issues or the daddy stuff. And certainly that contributes to it, right? But there's something very strong about taking accountability for areas in life where you felt held back and not being the victim of it anymore. It's like setting yourself free, and with that, there's a huge, yes, liberation, but this peace of mind. There's a very calming energy to the High Priestess. So it's like your world gets shaken up. Your world gets turned upside down, but it absolutely is for the better. So even if there's a period of like, it's almost like you have this moment of, well, I don't even know what to believe anymore, because something that I always thought or assumed was true, has totally been counteracted by this like very small bit of advice or this very small information that someone shed light on, and it's just like, oh my God, what? Like, yeah, it's like you don't know what's up and what's down anymore. Have faith that this ignition in Aries season is to get you going off in a different direction or to expedite your speed on your spiritual path, because it's almost like there's a huge revelation here for my fire signs. Energy, inspiration, pregnancy, passion, creation, spark, potential, optimism. Potential is really calling out to me here. Yeah, again, thoughts, ideas, self-imprisonment, areas in life where you felt held back. You don't have to be held back anymore because you're making conscious decisions to go against that pattern or that behavior or that way of thinking or that bad advice or guidance that maybe you got many years ago, right? Um, yeah, there's a period of confusion. I just keep getting that. But yeah, it's building you up to make you a stronger person, rather than reacting in a volatile way, especially towards someone from your past who you felt almost had like this. I don't know if brainwashing ability is too strong a word. I think it is. It doesn't necessarily mean that the people around you once upon a time were malicious or trying to, coax you into believing something that wasn't true. It's just maybe it was their truth and they assumed that that was going to be true for their children or for their friends or whatever. And so, I don't know, rather than acting in a really vengeful way, I see you practicing compassion about how small-minded or narrow-minded somebody in your life is. So rather sort of holding them hostage or denying them any compassion or empathy or yeah, I don't know. I do see you distancing yourself a little bit more, especially in terms of not absorbing everything they tell you to be true. But the higher vibrational reaction to this is not making this person your enemy, rather than just understanding you're on a different spiritual path now. You're not in alignment with this person. You have differing thoughts, differing opinions, and that's good. The fact that you're recognizing that is very healthy. Again, there's some sort of like spiritual epiphany or revelation coming through here for my fire signs. This may have had to do, let's see, with a female earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or a male air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It doesn't have to. It could be someone who's very cuspy in those areas too, especially Capricorn, Aquarius type energy. It could be Taurus, Gemini, as well as Virgo, Libra. Kind of that earthy air energy is coming through here. Yeah, there's a sense of having some new invigoration. This sounds so like drastic and dramatic, but like a new purpose, a new reason to live, a new, I don't know, something gets you motivated. It gets you kind of fiery and zesty, but I actually think this, I could even call it like tension, a very Aries season word. This tension is actually a good thing because you're working through like these, you're being very focused on like problem solving in your own life, and no longer accepting the status quo or tradition or what has always been. There's something very different about your approach to whatever this is in the coming weeks. It could be about relationships, it could be about work stuff, it could be about money, it could be about your own individuality. Yeah, there's some sort of higher perspective comes in, and I do think you could chalk this up to sort of like divine guidance or that's not really what I'm trying to say. It's like the divine dropped this person into your life as almost like a little messenger. It's almost like sort of angel gang, right? And so with that, make sure that you don't put this false perception onto someone and make them some sort of guru in your life, They may have just said something very, off the cuff, and they didn't realize it was going to be laced with kind of these heavy, thought-provoking, life-changing messages for you. So, be grateful that the divine introduced this person into your life, but just make sure you're not looking up to this person almost as like your personal guide or your personal psychic or your personal life coach. And I mean, for some of you, it's literally going to be that type of person in your life. But again, I just think there's like a small warning here of, you are in control of your life. What I say to you at the beginning of these tarot readings, you're accountable for your reactions to these messages, the actions you take, etc. I could see there being an unhealthy obsession or an unhealthy codependence or reliance on this person because they open up this perspective in your life and there's like almost like an addictive energy, like, oh my God, tell me more. Tell me everything you know. Like no one's ever spoken to me so clearly before. So it's like there's this, do you understand? There's like this newfound obsession. So just make sure I'm sort of getting the idea of like temperance, right? Like balance that out. Make sure this person isn't your only source of inspiration. Almost take it as like a piece of a breadcrumb trail, like it's actually leading you to something more, something greater, or Yeah, but it's like that's not where the destination ends, or that's not where the story ends. You're supposed to keep going down this sort of spiritual path and exploring new ways to sort of obtain knowledge about whatever this person sheds some light on. But I almost think you need to be self-sufficient. You need to be, an active player in your life of seeking out this knowledge. But again, just make sure this doesn't fall into like this weird guru status where this person is, collecting money, telling you, everything about your life and this and that. And I mean, you're hearing this from a tarot reader, right? I get sort of the irony here. But again, like safe, healthy practices, don't hand your life story over to someone because that's up to you to write. That's not up to them. The Queen of Swords, quick-witted, independent, honest, principled, intellect, aloof, and divorced. Yeah, so with the Queen of Swords, there can be a separation. Fascination and curiosity with knowledge and learning and information, but at the same time, not codependent, not overly reliant. And I do think like this is indicating with the Queen and King of Swords, there is this like divine pairing energy, but I think it's a false perception. The idea that this person is the answer to your problems, absolutely not. Again, reason to be appreciative of this person, but they're not in control of your life. You are. So just don't get too swept up in this. This might be a romantic partner. This might be someone you connect with romantically and you're like, oh my God, this is the person I'm going to marry. I don't know. Only because of the Nine of Swords, I see you. This is, I believe, Jupiter and Gemini. So the idea of too many thoughts running rampant and running wild where it's not necessarily good for our mental health. We kind of have to temper that. We have to sort of balance that out with practicality, with what's real. And again, a strong sense of independence here with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. It's a great time to mingle and discuss and exchange with people, but don't build your life around them, fire signs. That's what I would say here. All right. Let's get some, this is called the You Got This 100 Inspiring Quotes. I just got this deck and I think it's adorable. It's so my style of reading. Little things that I can tell my fire signs. You got two already. Oh, you got a lot. We rise by lifting others. Every day I learn, I improve. I love that for your Queen of Swords energy here. Those who are brave are free. Yes, love that. The idea of liberating your mind, liberating a narrow perspective. And then today is a new day. Absolutely. With this Ace of Wands, it's like there's an initiation of newfound empowerment. This almost like trailblazer, very Aries Ram energy, right? This is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it, fire signs, right? I love that. All right, guys, I'm going to keep messages short this week. I hope this was inspiring to you in some form or another. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.